Welcome to the White Chair Beauty Series, episode 8. Now I remember.
Wow.
Last week I didn't remember which episode we were.
Numero 8.
Yes. So, how's your week going?
Good. It's kind of funny because we just had our 8th wedding anniversary, and now we're on episode 8.
Yes. I've been busy getting rid of ants.
Yes.
Looking at the trails. I put up a trap in our house.
Yep.
And figuring out where the trail is going with the ants, and I couldn't find it. This episode, we mainly want to talk about the red flags. Every esthetician should know, dealing with clients. You should know. This is mainly your episode.
Yeah.
You know all the...
When you're dealing with the general public, you're going to run into a lot of issues. But there's little tips and tricks of how to, handle people in a most professional way. And we kind of wanted to go over all of that.
Yeah, so not every client's going to be your dream client, perfect client. There's ones that are going to give you a hard time, give you some issues. And then in this episode, we want to, go over strategically what you do, how you figure out the red flags and understand them. You get to, you read them a little bit. You understand them.
Yeah.
And that's based off of experience over time. You figure your clients out, but there's a lot of red flags.
Yes.
All right, let's get started. What's the very first client red flag you learned as an esthetician?
When I very first started my own business, for sure, people that would do last-minute cancels, and this was before we had like a cancellation fee. Also, like constantly rescheduling. Say they block out a ton of time, like a 2-hour service, and then 24 hours before the appointment. Even though it is in the 24-hour mark, they still I'm talking about constantly. Like I can think of one person that she would always cancel, and then you're kind of stuck because then you don't have that. It's hard to get that time back. Sometimes you get booked up, but it's a huge spot, So definitely not respecting the cancellation policy and just canceling last minute. And again, constantly. Once in a blue moon, emergencies happen, but there are certain clients that will kind of just not respect you, and you kind of got to weed those people out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's from my back end. So like, since I'm not in person with the clients, but this is the beauty of, last week you spoke about booking systems, and the beauty of it is if for you use it, you put notes in there.
Yeah.
And if you do cancellations and no-shows, it keeps notes of it. So you take a look at it. And then just by name, sometimes when you see clients that have been coming to you for a while, you start recognizing them, who they are. But yeah, the notes is what gives it away sometimes. You look at like, hey, this person, you have to put the notes in. Sometimes in the beginning we were not lazy, but we weren't taking advantage of the technology of putting the notes. So putting the notes in, and sometimes with clients I just figure out their algorithm.
Well, in the beginning, it can be a little easier because you might not have as many clients. Where, like, when I started, I didn't have as many clients, and I knew there was, like, one person in particular that was constantly just not respecting my time, and that was actually the one and only client I've ever had to fire.
So, fire. I remember that, actually. Yeah. So what do you say to, like, so in a soft tone, professional way, so let's say they book it, they do no shows, and then and they know. When you see them in person, what would you say to them?
Well, usually it's not an in-person conversation. If they've done cancellations multiple times over and over and over again and aren't respecting your time, and obviously you try to handle it and say, hey, the next time, like, I'm going to have to charge you or whatever, If it comes to where it's like the straw that broke the camel's back, where you're like, I can't do this anymore. Like, for me, it was just, I felt very disrespected. And so in the nicest way possible, I just had to say, look, I don't think I'm the right fit for you. I don't, that time slot could be used for another client. And because you keep canceling these appointments, I can't make money. I need to make money to live
Yeah.
and to survive. And so you kind of just have to say it in the nicest way possible. I mean, this was before ChatGPT, but now you could literally type it in there and come up with a really just professional, nicely worded text that just says, hey, I don't think I'm the right fit for you, and we might have to part ways.
And so that's you'd send that in an email.
I would do like either a text or an email, because usually the last time that they cancel, you're not going to see them again. At least for me, I didn't see her again, and I just said, I said unless you pay, and the other thing was, I said we have a cancellation policy, so the next time you come, you're going to need to pay for this missed appointment, and she didn't want to pay for the appointment. And I had already waived multiple,
the worst is when you mark them as a no-show and they know they know the rules. They know because they accept the terms before they book an appointment, and the credit card doesn't go through. And you're just like, wow, like this is if it's a small appointment, you can take the hit.
Yeah.
But if they book like a really like a large appointment, that I mean, for any
it's
business
just
owner,
disrespectful, yeah,
they don't.
And a lot of times they'll get really upset if we do charge them for like a last minute. And I'm not talking about an emergency situation. I'm talking about like constant. A lot of times we will waive fees, but if they're constantly doing it, you have to charge them because you have to stick up for yourself, But a lot of times they will argue, or they'll say, I don't think I should pay for this. But any salon is going to have a 24-hour cancellation policy, and any salon, like big salon, is going to have that in place to protect themselves.
Yeah.
So it's not just us, but they act like we're the only ones that do that. So
yeah, they know. I mean,
yes.
When we say it's very, very minimum, like minimalism, like it's not like 99% of our clients, they're amazing. Even the clients that are no-shows, like we understand.
Yes. And a lot of times people, if they do no-show or they do last-minute cancel, even if they have an emergency, I've had clients that have emergencies and they're like, please charge me. And I'm like, I'm not going to charge you. Your kid had whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's the people that really respect your time, because they feel so bad that they took a space in your day that could have gone to somebody else.
So when you say last-minute cancel, no-shows, are you referring to the ones that are... Because majority of the time when I look at it on our system is they're running really late. And then you like, hey, every salon has their own rules or guidelines. Ours is we give a 10-minute grace period.
Yes.
Anything after 10 minutes, we can we'll let them know, like if our brow artist is able to take you, we can take you. If not, you're going to be marked as a no-show. So how does that work out? Like what's the... issues you get with that?
Yeah, a lot of times people, if they are running really late and they can't make that 10-minute grace period and say you're back to back, obviously if you can take them and you're not back to back, but a lot of times, it's not fair to the client, A, that has the appointment waiting, because you're going to go into their appointment, and B, you don't want to rush their service. You want to give them the best possible service. So I worded in the way, look, I don't want to rush your service today. We're going to have to rebook you. I avoid using the words reschedule, because that means that we're not going to charge you for this appointment. And say, unfortunately, we do have a charge for your missed appointment today. Now, if they make a big stink, or sometimes if they're a new client, if you have to kind of like assess the situation. If there's like a horrible accident and they got stuck in that and they're trying to get there or something like that, but if they're just late and they didn't have good time management, then I'll say we have to charge you. And if they make a huge deal, I'll say, look, I have to charge you today, but if you rebook, I can give you a discount on your next service. Or if they really if they're like, oh, I really wanted to come today, I'm going to come tomorrow, book it tomorrow. Sometimes if they're a new client, I'll waive the fee. But I assess each situation about how the client is. If they are super, if they're very respectful and like trying to make it. Now, if they act like they just don't care and I need to take them and this is like, so, and that also will weed out clients too,
And okay, so you said that you have to assess it in basically in real time. Give us like a scenario, I can like give one too. So let's say we live in LA, so there's like accidents, traffic, protests. So is that one of them? Like if there's a protest, are you gonna just do you because it's gonna be like the domino effect, because every client will then show up late, because if that person's dealing with that,
Yeah, like there was a marathon. The last time I was in LA, there was a marathon on a Sunday. I was working on a Sunday, and I knew there was a marathon. So what I did, I tried to be proactive, and I texted every single client on my schedule. I said, "Hey, FYI, there is a marathon. If you don't know that, you need to. These are the roads that are going to be closed, and you need to take time into account because I am back to back with clients." Okay. Now, if they're still running behind, hopefully they will let you know in enough time. But, there have been times but this is the thing. If somebody is actively trying and there is something like that, if they're trying to get to the appointment, but they can't, I usually don't charge them for that because they are actively trying. Now, if it's just somebody that is consistently late, like constantly late and not respecting your time and just, I can show up whenever, you will notice those type of clients that just kind of like waltz in and they don't really care or they don't really, and you have to kind of nip that in the bud because they're not going to change.
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, you probably don't want a client like that, as sad as that is to say, but like you want somebody that really respects.
You got to weed out the bad ones.
Yes.
Over time. And then, so one cool thing I noticed that you did, and I was like, what's going on is, I was like, what are you doing? Was, you'll switch the appointments out in real time. By that, I mean like, let's say someone's running like 10 minutes late, but then usually they're more than 10 minutes. They'll be like 15 minutes late. You'll tell, and then the next client shows up early.
Yeah.
So what you do is, all right, this is what
we could switch.
So you quickly switch them out, like, hey, I can take you right now. And then you message them like, hey, if I finish up with them, I can take you. Yeah. So you do a quick switcheroo.
And that can happen because if you know your clients, like one is always early, that can happen. But a lot of times if somebody texts me and they're super respectful, hey Naomi, I'm in traffic, I'm gonna be like 12 minutes late, If I know I can do the service in the allotted amount of time, what I usually will do is to kind of like give myself a buffer is I will text my next client and say, hey, I'm running 5 minutes behind schedule. So they know. So they're not, sitting there waiting. Where is she? So that's important also to have keep your clients updated, because if you're running behind and it's not because of you, it's not your fault you're running behind, then the next client might be like, oh, she's late? Like, how rude. She didn't, so it's like a domino effect. Then that client gets mad at me when it's really not my fault that I'm running behind, so you have to put those things in place.
But then it at the end, it benefits two customers, because one is like, oh, they're taking me early. And two is like, oh my, I'm so grateful that they are switching this appointment out to take me. Yeah. So I think that's.
And also, if I do have time, like anywhere in my day, say a client is like, Naomi, I'm so sorry, I'm running behind. If I have time, like in 2 hours, I will move them down, like obviously, and not charge them, because I want to make sure
rescheduling them.
Yeah, I will reschedule them for the same day if I have time, because I want to, accommodate them. But yeah, from a business side, what damage do repeat cancellations create, would you say?
Oh. I mean, you're losing money.
Yeah.
That's a easy one to answer, but you see one that keeps canceling, no show. One, you're losing your revenue, you're losing your income. But the beauty of it was with the booking system is that we can block them. Uh-huh. So one thing that you're on the business aspect of it is the damage it causes you. One is money. But to me, more importantly, is when we mark most of our negative reviews on Google and Yelp are from no-shows. Yep. So, we let them know of our cancellation. So we send them a confirmation 48 to 72. I think it's 72 hours prior, because it gives them enough time to cancel, and then you can book someone else just in case. But, and then we send out a day of message too, and they don't respond to any of those. And then they decide not to show up or message us last minute saying, oh, I can't come in.
I need to reschedule.
And we're like, hey, we can go ahead and we can't reschedule you since we're past the 24-hour time frame. We can cancel, but keep in mind of our cancellation fee. And then we cancel it, mark them as a no-show. The system charges them. And then they're responsive. They're like, what? Call you. Then they message you out of nowhere. And then you try to be professional, like, hey, I understand. So here's one way I can you can counter their they're upset. So you'd be like, hey, I understand, but that's our, company policy. It's not fair for our brow artists. So you bring up your brow artists, like, hey, they, you're taking up their time. And then from there, they'll be
and
like,
a client that could have had the spot or was waiting for the spot.
So you got to soothe them down and calm them down that way. And they're like, okay, I understand. But if they take it to the next level where they're like, no, you shouldn't, then you're like, hey, I understand, but there's a cancellation fee, but we can give you a discount for your next service. So then you're bringing them back for another service opportunity, but then you're giving them a discount. But that's the proper way to do it.
If they are like logical, respectful, just like normal people, they will understand that. It's usually like more the unhinged ones that are like, what? You're still going to charge me? It's like, I don't know how, like I one time this is like the only, I didn't get it was not a fight, but it was almost like a text war with this client where she's like, but I'm not trying to reschedule. But I want to rebook tomorrow. And I was like, yeah, but we have a 24-hour cancellation. She's like, no, I'm not canceling.
I'm rescheduling.
And I was like, and we literally, I was like, I don't understand. I don't know how.
So we have to cancel your spot.
To tell you're missing your appointment. So that is a last minute cancellation. And she's like, no, but I want to rebook tomorrow. I was like, I understand that, but that's another spot. Yeah, but I'm not canceling. So why would I get charged for a cancel? I mean, it went on and I had to literally just say, hey, look, this is our policy and I don't know what else to say. Like,
but the thing is, it's not so let's say they miss a brow wax. It's, money, money's money, but it's more of their negative review that they write, which I think is kind of unfair. Where they're going like, they charged me, they fraudulently charged me, they did
policy.
This, and I was like, that's unethical. What you just but
bro, yeah.
But it's kind of not fair. But that's the main thing I look at is the negative reviews on all these different platforms. Which social proof is very important in our industry. People look at reviews, and hence like the reviews are particularly for no shows, and not for quality of the service, so people understand. And then most importantly, when you get a negative review, respond to it.
Yeah, and protect and stand up for yourself. Like say, hey, this is not what happened, or this is why we did this, or whatever. Because people, and you want to be really respectful when you respond as well. Which anytime we reach out to clients, we are so respectful and so professional. We are never mean or rude or anything like that. But yes, when people are looking at your Yelp, they can see for themselves like the kind of like crazy client that was like
90% of our reviews are they charge me for no show. They charged me because I canceled and I didn't even respond to their cancellation, but they charged me and stuff like that. But
normal logical people will understand. Okay, I get it. Any place has a no show. If you go to Dry Bar and you don't show up, they will charge you for your blow dry. That's normal.
Yeah, and it's if someone responds, sends us a soft tone message saying, oh, hey, I'm so sorry, I won't be able to make it today. Is there any way I can reschedule? We respond in a way like, hey, just keep in mind. And then if they say, hey, I can't afford it, or this is hard on me, we completely understand the situation. But if someone comes out to us aggressively, you're like,
And a lot of times also the aggressive thing is like, you're like, okay, you're not being nice. You're not being kind. You're not being respectful. And do I want that person as a client? Because they might be, an issue. But and also too, what we used to do as well is if somebody's really nice and kind or that kind of thing, we would say, and they say, hey, can I rebook at a different time? And we say, okay, well, we're going to charge you today, and at your next appointment, we'll waive the fee. So that way they actually come. Because a lot of times people...
That's another secret people don't know.
You waive the fee, and then they never rebook.
Yeah, so that's one thing we learned is they will say, I got to can you reschedule me for another day?
I had an emergency or whatever it is.
And you waive it, and then they'll never book again.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're getting real smart now. What they do is they know it's a 24-hour cancellation policy. So like, oh my goodness, I can't make it. Can you reschedule me for tomorrow at 6 p.m.? And then when you reschedule it, they'll cancel it.
Yeah.
So my recommendation is go by reading the situation And always, from what our experiences, say, hey, we're going to go ahead and charge you like you said, and we'll have a credit on our system, and then see how they approach you or react that way. If they're like, no, I don't want it, then like, they're never going to, but it's like, that's our policy. We're giving you a credit, but that way they'll come back for sure.
Yes. But again, 99% of people are going to understand. It's any place you go nowadays.
These are the topic of this is the red flags. These are the red flags you look for.
It's a very small amount, but you're going to have to deal with it. And, and it's funny. I feel like for us, at least, we will be like sailing along smooth. Everything's great. And then it's all of a sudden like,
you get a wave of crazy. like the whole day,
so
like
weird.
3 weeks of good.
It must be the planets or something, because I swear it's like
every esthetician knows. Every beauty salon owner knows this.
Complainers and just
when it comes in waves.
Yeah, but you're like, everything's going great. Bam! Right when you think that, don't ever think that, because
it comes in waves, and it's how you can handle it.
Yeah. Exactly.
But now let's go on to high maintenance clients. That are high maintenance
clients.
Yes. What are signs during a consultation when they come in that they're going to end up being high maintenance?
Well, there's a difference in high maintenance and people that are not in reality. So high maintenance clients, I can handle, no problem. I'm high maintenance myself. I like certain things a certain way. I'm a perfectionist, and you might know better than anybody. But I think that makes me a really good brow artist. I actually like high maintenance clients because I can listen and they know exactly what they want, which I like a lot, because then I can what's the word? I can.
What's the word situation again?
I had a baby and my brain's gone. Okay, I can.
You know how many edits we have?
Probably.
People don't. I mean, obviously, but I edit. What's that word I'm looking for?
No, the word like I can. When you can do that, like I can.
Just continue on. Don't worry about the word. They're high maintenance. So basically, maintenance.
No, if they're high maintenance, I can definitely do what they want me to do. Okay. Now, if somebody is not realistic, like they're giving you unrealistic expectations, they come in with teensy tiny eyebrows, thin eyebrows, sparse eyebrows, whatever it may be, and they show you a picture of.
I love when they come in with this picture, and you're like,
and I'm like,
this is like AI.
First of all, that's never gonna happen. But you have to just be super honest with them,
authentic.
And you can't do something that, like, if you know somebody is going to be a difficult client, try to do the least amount of services. Like, we actually just had this happen the other day with one of our brow artists. A very difficult client came in. She wanted a lamination, she wanted a brow wax, and she wanted a brow tint. Now, the girl did not have much hair, very sparse hair. She was very low maintenance. And so the brow artist did what she wanted, but she didn't get the results because
it's unrealistic.
she didn't have the brows. And you have to just, that's where the consultation comes in. And if somebody is asking for something that you cannot do, just say, hey, look, I think you need to grow your brows out. Just like scrap the service, because they're not going to be happy. And I've had to do that with certain clients where they're asking for something that I know that I cannot give them because they don't have
that's
what
why
it takes.
consultations are very important.
But you can say, hey, look, I think you should start growing your brows out. If this is what you're looking for, if this is what you want, give them, recommendations, castor oil, whatever it is, growth serum, whatever it is, and then we can maybe, come back when that time is. But I would say, like, honestly, do as little as possible with them, because they're never going to be happy.
Yeah, that's one. I mean, unrealistic clients are probably the biggest red flag in the industry, but consultation is very important. I mean, it's a red flag for a customer if a brow artist doesn't do a consultation.
Oh, for sure.
Like, you have to do a consultation to understand them, to see what their realistic outcome would be.
Yes.
For them. But I mean,
and that's also your insurance policy for yourself. If you just start doing their brows and you don't know what they want, I mean, I could never do that. I even do that to clients that I've been seeing for 10 years. I still give them a mirror. I still go over it might be a very quick consultation, but I never just start going for it, like, ever.
Yeah, agree. Yeah. Of course.
So, yeah. Okay. How can salon owners set boundaries to filter out problem clients early?
The only way to do that is setting up policies and guidelines before booking an appointment. so they know the rules. So
Like checking terms of agreement.
checking, yeah. So
and a lot of times they don't read it, but it is there. At least you have it there.
when they go to book an appointment, 99 or 100% of booking systems that are out there, that's why we say use a booking system, because if you do DMs and text messages, they don't know your terms.
Yeah.
They'll be like, hey, yeah, book me for a thing through a text message. And then day of the appointment, like, oh, I need to cancel. And then you'll be like, hey, I have a cancellation policy. And then she'll be like, oh, you didn't mention that.
Yeah.
So when you have a booking system, you set up your terms and you can put your own terms in there. Like, hey, you have 24 hours to cancel. After 24 hours, if it's, within X hours of the appointment, it's a 50% fee. If it's a no-show, it's this, So you set your guidelines, you set a bar up for them before they book an appointment. And then that's why you have your reminders that go out. When you have your reminders that go out, they have your terms on there. So the only way to answer that question is to set guidelines, set terms before they book your appointment. And then on your website, put as much information as you can for them. So the email, if they can reach out to you by email, phone, message you on Instagram, all your contact information, make it easy for them, and also have your policy on your website as well. Besides the website, you want to obviously on your booking system. So you have it on all your platforms or anywhere that a customer can take a look at it. Mm-hmm. Even put a post on your Instagram. Even send out emails. Like we'll send an email out to clients like as a reminder to them, hey, just let you know, keep in mind of our cancellation policy. So they, top of mind with them and they understand it. Obviously, these emails are going out to your repeat customers. New customers, they have to accept the terms. And then the forms, you have them sign the waivers. Mm-hmm. On those waivers, you go over it with them. That's more of a policy, like
but
legal
good
aspect
clients
of it.
will respect your time, and a red flag client will not.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you do all that and they still don't respect it, that's a red flag.
But that's, set your rules and policies beforehand, so they have no excuses. Mm-hmm. So what do you do when a client shows up late and they be like, I still want my full service, I want it all done?
Well, if it's somebody I know and I know the client and I know that I can do the service, a lot of times I try to do it because I'm pretty fast. Like I could usually do it. And again, what I will do in that situation, if they are running behind and I know that I'll text the next client, like I said before, and give myself a little bit of buffer room. So I'll text the next client, let them know I might be running a little bit behind. But if I'm like back to back, I have no wiggle room and the client still wants the service and I know I can't do it, it's been very rare that that's happened because I am fast and I usually can get it done. But if I really, really can't, then I just have to say, look, I don't want to rush your service. I want to take as much time as my allotted time, and I'm back to back with clients. It's not fair to the next client. And I have to either tell them that. A lot of times it happens through text because they're telling me they're going to be late. It's rare that somebody just comes in and is like, I need to be.
So you set up the expectations before they come in.
Yes. So I'm like, look, I don't want to rush your service. I think we need to rebook you at a different time, and I'll try to see my schedule, But I think I did have one client before that was super aggressive, and I was like, I can't see you. She's like, well, I'm walking through the door now. I have to be seen today. And my client was going to be there in like 5 minutes. And, me being me, I just took her and I did the best I could, but it was really upsetting to me that like she wouldn't respect me. And honestly, she became a client that she was actually a red flag client too, because she did a no-show and we charged her, and she got in a big fight with us because we charged her for a no-show. So she ended up not being a client. So those kind of clients, just make notes of them.
We block them.
It's very rare
system,
that somebody's going to be
them.
So pushy and I think honestly in my career it's happened that one time that she was like, I'm walking in right now, you need to take me now.
I feel like with all the estheticians that are watching this, they're like, I don't want to be in this industry. It's not even like that. It's just these are stories. We've been in this. We've been doing this for like seven years, and there's not that many stories. There's mostly like no shows. You charge them, they get upset. Some, write a review. Some will confront you like with a phone call. Some will just most would say completely understand or won't even respond, or they'll just book their next appointment. But we don't want to like scare any abuse.
But yeah, I just am honest with them because I don't make it their fault. You never want to make it their fault because you are in the customer service industry and you want it to sound nice and kind. So I put it back on, I want to give you the best possible service. I don't want to rush your service today. And if I only have 5 minutes, I'm not going to be able to do your complete service. So we need to rebook you at a different time.
Or you say like, hey, you'll do into a lot some service. Like, let's say if they lip wax or.
Yes. So if they're down for multiple services, I'll be like, yeah, I can fit in your brow wax, but that's it. Or your lip.
Do you still charge them for the lip wax, or like, what do you?
So normally, no, because I just feel like they have tried to show up. They're actively trying to show up, you know? And again, if it's somebody that you know and they're never late and this is like a one-off thing, then no. But again, that's why you need to take notes. Okay, this client was late this time, and track it. Make sure you keep track because you don't want somebody taking advantage.
Yeah.
Why is firing a client sometimes the best business decision?
I mean, that's going back to the other question. I don't want to, it's like you're prolonging the, what's that word? Inevitable. It's going to happen eventually. So you might as well do it early than late. And at the same time, like if I see a client just keep coming late, it's affecting so it's not about the money always. It's affecting stressing out my team members. Uh-huh. I have to minimize that. I got to make sure they're in a happy working environment. Yep. They're not always like, like, oh, this person's late. This person's always late. Like, I want them to feel comfortable. Like, you're right. This person's always late. Phone call with them. Hey, we have to start, or we just cancel the appointment, mark them as a no-show. And then from there, they'll be like, they either stop booking or we'll set them straight. But my firing of it is I don't talk to them. I just block them on the booking system. That's it. That's the beauty of it. So most booking systems, I'm not sure, but ours started doing it like a year ago, where you can block them. Like a year and a half ago, I just block them, and then when they call, like I mentioned the story last week.
Hey,
I'm trying to book, but I can't
book, and we're like, oh,
whoa. I know you're blocked, but I'm like, hey, it shows on our record that you have multiple cancellations, last minute cancellations. You're late. Your no shows, in our system automatically blocks you. I'm blocking them. I just watch our customers watch this. Now they know all our secrets. But yeah, and it's like, you nip it now before it just gets
out of control,
worse. And then they can hit you like, I'm a lifetime. Like, I've been going to you guys for years. Yeah. It shouldn't have happened.
I need to set things in place early on, and I do have certain clients that I've had for a very long time that they've done like last minute reschedules and a lot of times I have waived fees because they've been with me for so long. The loyalty is there. They don't do it all the time, so you have to, again, case by case.
It's real time. You gotta do this in real time. Yeah. So it's not sometimes it's about the relationship and not about the money.
Yeah.
But when the money starts getting, if someone books like a 2-hour appointment, they cancel lash lift, brow lamination, wax, and you're like, this is the second time you've done it. Sorry, I gotta charge you now because we got to pay for the lights. We got to pay for our rent. We got to pay for our team members. So. And
again, most people will understand.
Yeah. What is a subtle red flag you've seen that estheticians often ignore?
Well, I have a really good example. I've had clients in the past, like this is like when I first started trying to negotiate prices with me.
Wow.
I think that's a red flag because again, they're not respectful and they're not respecting your worth. I mean, you have to live to eat.
When they negotiate, don't they know the price when they book it?
Yes, of course they do.
So what are they negotiating? It's not a car. You're not a car salesman.
Exactly. So usually what I do in that case, honestly, I haven't gotten a person like that in like so long. I mean, now people completely respect me, especially like my OG clients that I've had forever. I've upped my prices when I go to LA and they have nobody ever tries to like negotiate. Like that's crazy, right? But when I first started, like I said, so we have a couple promos where we have like $6 off your first brow wax, or it's actually 15% off of your first brow wax, or like for your first lash lift, we have a $15 off. First lamination, $10 off. So what I usually will do, if a client is like that and they're like wanting something, I know I can give them a discount of some sort.
Yeah.
But you have to be like, look, this time I can give you a discount, but
It's your first time client, 15% off your first service.
Yeah.
Because if they don't value you from the beginning,
you don't want them.
they will never value you.
No.
And this is in this industry, honestly, this is one of the toughest, not toughest, but you're not, a lot of estheticians and cosmetologists, they don't look at them like, oh, they're a doctor, or they're not respected. Yeah. It makes me upset sometimes.
You think you're just like
they belittle you in some ways, like, oh, come wax my brows, come wax my pits, or like spray tan me. They're not respected, and it's, they should be. I mean, any job, anything that you do in life, you should. It just sucks sometimes, and it makes me upset.
It depends on the kind of, like, if you're a hard worker, you should always be respected no matter what job you're in,
Of course. Yeah.
So,
but that's the world we live in sometimes. And this is the 99.9% are, we love our clients, they're amazing. So
yeah.
That's just those the ones that are sometimes just, they think they're better than everyone else.
They're difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How do you train your team to spot red flag behavior?
For training purposes, so I send out monthly emails. So I'll send out monthly emails on everything, every aspect of our business. So, train them to be aware of certain clients. We always message them like, hey, this client's running late or something like that. The email blast we send out, we focus on letting them know like, hey, this is our policy, this is our guidelines. This is my main focus. I tell them, hey, if a customer gives you a hard time, you don't have to deal with it. You point them to us.
Yes.
We're the manager. So if any, like I always tell them, I'm like, hey, sometimes they'll call. A couple of times we had, they called me like, hey, this, like, hey, I was like, you know what? Don't ever worry about it. You say, hey, I have to charge you. I need to do this. And if you have any issues, you can deal with my manager.
Yes.
And then I will.
Also, too, I just have to say one thing. A lot of times, the brow artist, they will try to walk all over the brow artist. Like, they would never do that to me.
Yeah.
They would not act
that's
like
that.
The
respectful, the
disrespect.
The disrespect is.
And it hasn't happened a lot, but I've had a couple brow artists, a couple clients make my brow artist cry.
Yeah, and I'm like,
it's
that's
awful, and I will handle them directly. Like, yeah.
But if you have a team, sometimes it's don't set them up for failure. Obviously, you let them know ahead of time, like, hey, this person always runs late because I can put a 5-minute gap for you, or they know themselves. They'll be like, hey, sometimes they'll block out time for themselves, and I'm like, hey, why'd you block out that time? Like, oh, I know this client's running, always runs late. I'm like, oh, smart.
Good idea. And that's why I like notes. Also, too, role playing and also, or like role scenario kind of.
But you set up bi-weekly calls, or even like whenever they want to call you.
I basically, I keep in contact with my brow artist every single day. Every single day we are talking about something, because something's always going down, But as far as like the no-shows, the lates, things, all of that, I have a text that I send to all of them, so we're all on the same page and we all say the same thing. Because a lot of times, sometimes they'll text the clients and it might come off as rude, or I want everybody to be on the same page with what we're texting the clients.
Yeah. So to answer that question, role play, sending out emails to your team members. I do it monthly, so covering everything from how to upsell, how to what's going on in our business.
And
stuff like that.
A script for late or no-show cancellations.
Yeah, scripts or no-shows and cancellations.
So they know what to say.
The beauty of our booking system is the message goes to everyone. So
I can answer.
So
for
we
them
can
if
answer
I need
directly.
To.
If any issues happen, always point them to the manager. That's what we're here. That's our job mainly, not for them to do. Their job is to enjoy what they do every single day, have fun, and make customers look beautiful. That's they're booking an appointment for that. So our job is to manage the back end side of it. So if there's any issues and stuff like that, so we never want our brow artists. I don't think they ever deal with any of that.
No, that's our job to take the stress.
But you can always spot the red flag behaviors by warning them ahead of time, and sending these bi-weekly phone calls that you do and emails that we do. So that's how I handle that, or deal with that. How can estheticians protect their mental health from difficult clients?
Well, first and foremost, you don't want to take things personally because it's not you. I have found in my work career, just seeing so many people, the people that are mean to you, they are projecting. They are unhappy people. And sometimes they need the most love. Now, don't get, taken advantage of. But a lot of times I try to kill those people with kindness. I'm a very kind person. I'm an empath. So I try to help them. And usually those are the most loyal clients. I promise you. Some of my most difficult clients have turned into the most loyal clients. Now, that's not all of them. There are some people that just, want to take advantage or are mean, and you just have to know it's not you. It's not you. At the end of my day, I have to kind of decompress and just be, because, it's a lot of talking, it's a lot of energy, it's a lot of everything.
I can tell because when you come home and
I'm like,
try
don't
to
talk
have I'm like, how was your day, Darylyn? And you're like, I don't want to talk right now.
Me, don't look at me. I would go to work like jamming music, and when I leave work, I'm like,
and then when you get home, you're like, don't. And then after like an hour or two, then you like,
then I just have
you
to
normalize.
decompress.
You get back to normal. Like, oh, work, and then you just, I'm like, you're talking your head off now.
So yeah, you just have to separate your work from. It's almost kind of like being a therapist, really. And you're. I mean, I have clients cry in my chair. I don't have any mean clients anymore, but I have in the past, and that, I do sometimes. I did take it personally. I'm like, oh, I'm not enough, or I'm not good enough, or that kind of thing. But just know you're doing the best you can, and as long as you're kind, that's all you can do, and just be the best person.
Yeah, I think always separate, even for us, we're married, we have a business together. I always say, hey, listen, business is business, personal is personal. So you always separate them. Yeah. You never put them together. And then last year, what I did when was it? I did it. Was it last year? I sent out gift cards to
the estheticians.
The estheticians to download the app for what's that app?
Mindful.
Is it?
Mindful.
I don't know. It was like a meditation.
It's a meditation.
Stress,
app.
Anxiety, because I know it's important. I'm gonna do that again this year. I got to do it in the next couple weeks.
And then we did massages too, because we wanted them to
Yeah, we sent out massage. We gave those gift cards for Brooke. I don't even remember, but it was for massages.
Brooks Brothers? No.
Brooks Brothers are fun. It's a grocery store. It's I don't know. We're laughing. But no, we gave gift cards to get massages. It was like $150 gift cards or $100 gift cards we gave for them to go get a massage or go to a spa. And then the app. So, that's some ways. And even for yourself, when you're a solo esthetician, we're speaking in a way that we are, team members. But if you're a solo esthetician, reward yourself once in a while. Give yourself a gift. I know it's hard sometimes, but hey, you know what? I deserve this 2-hour spa day.
Even when we were broke and didn't have any money in LA, like when we first started, I would go to the foot spa, and I would just it was like $20, and they'll massage your whole body, whatever you want. But
That's amazing. Now I don't even know what it is now.
And they would just massage, because I have really bad, just obviously from my job, I'm hunched over. I would just have them do my neck and my shoulders. And I would leave and I know when I am not taking care of my body, that's the thing. This is your moneymaker. You need to take care of yourself.
Yeah. And some people have insurance on their hands.
Yeah, I need to get insurance on my hands. But honestly,
I remember before
take care of yourself.
Our wedding, I was going twice a week.
Yeah, that was awesome. And I would go too. Oh, it was so good.
You're like, where are you going? I got to get a massage.
Yeah. We haven't got one.
I'm signing my document, my waivers to you.
Go to a little day spa or something.
Treat yourself, reward yourself. And then remember, at the end of the day, it's a job. It is a job and a business. And in this industry,
it can be emotionally draining.
It can be tough, especially in the beginning. You forget the red flag part. Let's go into. You're not gonna have customers in the beginning. You're not gonna be making money and stuff like that. You just gotta fight through it, and then eventually, you're gonna be successful if you're persistent and you keep your retention rate. In this industry, retention rate, keep it up.
Yep.
And you will eventually be fully booked. If you're a solo esthetician, within 8 months, 9 months.
I mean,
if you have a 50%, let's say if you have a 40% retention rate, which is really low. You want to be at 60%, you're going to be fully booked by 8-9 months.
I mean, that's what happened to us when we moved to Austin. I had one client, one, and I was fully booked by
6-7 months.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
I guess this is the end of it.
Yep.
Please like, subscribe, leave a comment, email us if you want to go over the next topic. And I think that's.
So our next video, it's going to show up right here.
No, you can't say show up. You gotta be like. So if you like this video, watch our next one. I don't even know.
So if you like our video, check out our next one.
No, it's gonna usually go this side.
So if you like this video, check out our next one.
I'm not editing this, by the way. I'm gonna leave it. That's organic. That's organic.
I don't like it.
All right. And also, we always talk about our topics of like red flags today. We have our online course academy.
Yes.
The Profix Academy, where you teach lash lifts and brow lamination, which is high ticket. I mean, it's not like a $1,000 service, but it's more compared to other services.
But we've talked about in other episodes how to increase your revenue, and it's a great way to increase your revenue. You can, charge a good amount of money. It doesn't take that long to do, and people love it.
So if you're interested in our online courses, our courses include our kit.
Yeah.
Go to theprofixacademy.com.
Yep.
Anything else you want to say about that?
No, it's just a great way to learn. I teach you all the tips and tricks of brow laminations and lash lifts.
Yeah, and you've done over 2,000 of them, probably.
Probably more. I don't know.
Yeah, over 3,000 brow lamination lashes.
I've been doing it now for 6 years. So.
More. 7.
No, 6.
All right, 6. Anyways, have a good
Have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.